Hey everybody, welcome back to another Deck Profile Friday. And this one we're going old school, as we're going to be covering one of the, a deck from one of the most popular old school formats back then. And, this is a time where, Pokemon was, in its early stages of the game, and they just released their third set, which was the fossil set, right? So the format we're talking about is the base to fossil format, and they just released their third set, and had a lot of good new cards that came out. It had Aerodactyl, right, with the prehistoric power that stops your opponent's Pokemon from evolving. It had the Muck, right, to stop Pokemon powers. It had Magmar, right, another big basic Pokemon, right? It had, Ditto, right? Ditto is able to transform into anything, right? So, and then for obviously, the two big Rain Dance Pokemon, Articuno and Lapras, right? They were in the fossil set. And, this format is, I'd say it's a fairly diverse format. There's definitely a lot of decks, a lot of big basic style decks. There's Clefable variants, there's Wigglytuff variants, right? But probably the most popular Pokemon that was out at the time is probably the Mewtwo Promo. And if you don't know, the Mewtwo Promo, along with the Electabuzz, the Pikachu, and the Dragonite, they were all given out at the airing of Pokemon the first movie, right? And this Mewtwo definitely changed the way that the game was played, from the base to jungle format, to the base to fossil format. A lot of things changed, and it's definitely probably the best Pokemon in the game at that point, and that's who this deck is based around. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So we have the best basic in the game, Mewtwo Promo, right? This card is an absolute monster. 70 HP, which is, awesome, as, typically the big basics have 70 HP. Electabuzz, Scyther, Hitmonchan, Magmar, right? Even, stage ones like Clefable have 70 HP, right? So 70 HP at the time was really, really good. 2 retreat, no resistance, weakness to psychic, which is, obviously it's psychic Pokemon. They have psychic weakness. And then 2 awesome attacks. Its first attack there for psychic. Energy absorption. Choose up to 2 energy cards from your discard pile and attach them to Mewtwo. So this means any energy, right? You can grab a double colorless energy. You can grab grass energies if you're playing this, let's say with Venusaur from base set. All right, and then energy trans, Pokemon power, right? Where it can move the energy around, stuff like that. Right, this is an awesome attack. And then when you follow it up, right, it's self-charging, right? When you follow it up with a next turn, Cyber in there, right, for 2 psychic and a colorless does 40, right? That knocks out Hitmonchan in 1 hit, right? And then it cripples, Electabuzz and Scyther. It puts them in range of a knockout, and Magmar as well, right? Next turn, right? It 2-hit KOs your opponent's big basics. Whereas, Scyther, after 2 slashes, it won't knock it out. Magmar, right? If they flip heads on Smog, right? 20 with a possible poison, right? 30. You know, the next turn, right? 40. Right? It'll still take 2 turns to knock him out. And that's with a coin flip, right? Electabuzz has to get a successful flip on Thunder Punch, right? And if not, they do 10 to itself, right? So, and then obviously Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan can, 2-hit KO it, right, with Special Punch for 40. But at the same time, right, they need to get the energies on it. And it has fighting or psychic weakness, right? Because it's a fighting type, right? So this card here is an absolute monster in this format, and it's definitely the probably the the best Pokemon in the game at this time. So to support Mewtwo, we have another one of my favorite Pokemon, and that is Hitmonchan. We play 3, right? These 2 Pokemon are the 2 Pokemon in the deck. 70 HP, like I talked about. 2 Retreat, which is the same, and then weakness to Psychic. Right? This deck is primarily weak to Psychic, which is, unfortunate, but that's kind of the price, that needs to be paid. If you're playing Mewtwo, right? And then 2 attacks there, right? So the reason why we play Hitmonchan, right, is so we can hit weakness on Electabuzz, Clefable, Wigglytuff, and Lickitung, right? And you hit it with Jab, 1 fighting for 20, and then Special Punch, 2 fighting, and a Colorless for 40, right? And knocks out everything but Lickitung, even with weakness, right? It's got 90 HP, so you do need to have a Pluspower to knock it out. And, it's not self-charging. You're not able to power it up with Double Colorless, so it takes, quite a while to get that Special Punch off. But if you're able to get that, that attack off, then you're going to be doing pretty well. So, awesome card. The next Pokemon that we have, we don't have too many more. We have 1 copy of Mew and 1 copy of Rattata. So Mew, 50 HP, 1 retreat, no resistance, weak to Psychic, right? It's not really a big basic Pokemon. It's more like an average basic Pokemon. Psywave there for a Psychic, does 10 damage. Times the number of energy cards attached to the defending Pokemon. So, if they have 3, right, then you're doing 30 for a single, which is not too bad, right? Not too bad of an attack, right? You can possibly hit a Hitmonchan with 3 energy on it for weakness, doing 60. Right, Pluspower, it's a knockout. Pretty cool. And then its second attack there, right? Its second attack there is one of the reasons why we play it. Is because it's really disruptive, right? For those that play Pokemon Breeder in their deck, right? This counters that, and this is one of the reasons why they play like a single version of the stage 1. So for let's say Rain Dance for Blastoise, right? They're gonna play 1 Wartortle, Venusaur, 1 Ivysaur, right? Etc. Right? And this attack says, choose an evolved Pokemon, your own or your opponent's, and then remove the highest stage evolution card on that Pokemon. And then that Pokemon is no longer asleep, confused, paralyzed, poisoned, or anything else that might be the result of an attack. Pretty cool, right? So for those that play Breeder, right, you use this to get around it, and then you cripple your opponent's setup, right? And if you can combo that with Lass, right? If you can combo that with Lass, meaning you shuffle the trainer cards. Both players shuffle trainer cards. All trainer cards in their hands back into their deck, right? And then you devolve them. that's going to put, put a world of hurt on them, right? Because they're not going to be able to evolve to that stage 2 right away. The Rattata, right? 30 HP, no retreat, resistance to psychic, and then weakness to fighting. So this is actually a pretty good card, right? The resistance to psychic, which is cool, meaning a Mewtwo can't KO it, right? And in fact, it'll take him 3 hits to knock out a Rattata because of the resistance, right? So that's pretty cool. But the other 2 reasons why we play it is because it's the only Pokemon in the deck that has free retreat, which makes it a really good pivot into after a knockout, right? And then secondly, it's a Ditto counter, right? Because if your opponent has a Ditto active, you put Rattata up, you attach, and then you play a Pluspower, and then you knock out the Ditto because it, copies Rattata's HP, right? Which is 30, right? So its attack practically does the same amount of damage as its HP. So really, really cool card. And that is it for the Pokemon. So there's only 9 Pokemon. 4 Mewtwo, 3 Hitmonchan, 1 Mew, and 1 Rattata. And now on to the trainers. We play Pot of Greed. Just kidding, it's Bill. But actually I'm not kidding because it does the same thing. We play 4 Computer Search. Discarding 2 cards to search your deck for any card is extremely good. 4 Item Finder, right? I don't understand why people don't like to play 4 of these, right? It's one of the best cards in the game, right? I can never not play 4 Computer Search, 4 Item Finder. And then the next one, I can never not play 4 of this, Professor Oak. Discard your hand and draw 7. This is literally, in today's meta, Professor's Research is, as an item card, right? This effect has been around since base set, right? And this is, what makes this card so good. And then we play 3 energy removal, 3 Gust of Wind. So energy removal. Choose an energy card attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon and discard it. And then Gust of Wind. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with his or her active. Right? So it's really, really good. Boss's Orders. Lysander. Right? Awesome card. And there are more trainers, but I just got to clear these up because I can't fit them on the screen. Right? So these are the best trainers. Like the base set did wonders for this game in terms of the trainer cards. And then to follow it up, we have Super Energy Removal. And yes, those are codes because I ran out of these due to all my retro decks. I need to get more. Discard 1 energy attached to one of your own Pokemon in order to choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and up to 2 energy cards attached to it and discard them. So this is great to combo with Mewtwo's Energy Absorption. Discard an energy from it after using Energy Absorption. Right? Awesome card. 2 Lass. Right? You and your opponent show each other your hands, then shuffle all trainer cards from your hands into your deck. Right? So this, like I said earlier, combos really well with the Mew and its Devolution attack. Awesome. 2 Pluspower. Attach Pluspower to your active Pokemon. At the end of the turn, discard Pluspower. If this Pokemon attack does damage to the defending Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance, so keep in mind this effect takes place after weakness and resistance. Right? That attack does 10 more damage to the defending Pokemon. Pretty cool. And that means it's the active, right? The active defending. Right? It's not talking about bench, it's talking about active. Right? Pretty cool. 2 Scoop Up, right? Choose a Pokemon in play and return its basic Pokemon card to your hand. Discard all cards attached to it. So this is a great way to heal, right? and it's also a great way to switch into another Pokemon. Pretty awesome. 2 Super Potion, right? So once again, this kind of combos with this the Super Energy removal. Discard an energy card to remove up to 4 damage counters from that Pokemon, right? So it combos really well again with Energy Absorption. 1 Energy Search. Search your basic energy card. This card's been in like the standard format like forever. One of the oldest cards as well. And I guess longest appearing card in the standard format, the modified format. And then 1 Mr. Fuji. Choose a Pokemon on your bench and shuffle it and any cards attach it into your deck. It's kind of a scoop up, but it's just a little bit different. It puts it into the deck, right? So one of the things with this card is it can prevent you from decking out. You know, if you got like, let's say a Mewtwo on the bench with 3 energy on it, and you got like one, no cards left, you can play Mr. Fuji, shuffle it into your deck, and then you have 4 cards. Pretty cool. And that is it for the trainer cards. So now we're going to get into the energies, right? The energies are, obviously pretty easy to figure out, right? Just due to the typing of the deck, we play 8 Psychic Energies. And then we play 6 Fighting Energies. And then lastly, a single Double Colorless energy. I didn't have a old school Double Colorless, so I went with this one. Psychic is obviously for the Mewtwo, the Fighting for the Hitmonchan, and then the Double Colorless. It's just a great way to, to pay for that retreat cost, right? And like I said earlier, you're able to suck it up with Energy Absorption if you need to, if you plan to like retreat later, right? So pretty cool. But that is the deck, everybody. So, in terms of matchups, right? I think it's got pretty good matchups all across the board. I can't say it really loses, to a lot of things. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe itself, right? But yeah, these two are probably the 2 best basic Pokemon in this format, and they should practically at least one of them be played in practically every deck. And yeah, there you go, everybody. So thank you so much for watching, and once again, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like what you're hearing and seeing. This is Deck Profile Friday. I cover a deck every Friday. And it could be from, it's from any format, so it could be from the current Sword and Shield on to, just base set only, right? And then I have opening Sundays. I open up a Pokemon TCG product and kind of go over, what I like about it, what I didn't like, etc. and my hits. And then on Wednesdays is Gameplay Wednesdays, so I'll just, showcase some online games that I've been playing or some in-person games, right? And those can be from any formats as well. But yeah, there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video, and once again, see you in the next video.